I'm right here, ready.
Zoon, what's going on, man?
It's
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you. I just met you today.
Yeah.
Literally, you got one of the sickest podcast studio in Miami.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, literally, like, I've seen this all over Instagram, right?
That's dope, man.
I was like, who owns that? I've always been wondering. And then, like, you the man right here.
There you go, man. That's awesome,
Like-
man. I appreciate it. And that's all the way from California, right? You're from California?
Yeah. Like, literally, you're
Born and raised?
Well, actually, I was born in Vietnam. I came to the U.S. when I was, like, 8. And, just kind of
So last name, Nguyen.
yeah, it's a very common Vietnamese last name.
Absolutely, man. I have a good friend, a doctor I used to work for, Dr. Nguyen, and phenomenal person. I don't know what it is about the Vietnamese, bro. They're super nice people, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like our culture.
Yeah, man. Phenomenal people. So, Matt, what brought you to California? Your parents went to California.
Yeah, so like during the war, my grandfather fought for the U.S. and after the war, they threw him in jail, and then they let our family go and live in America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was it.
You were born brothers, sisters.
It's got a sister.
Got a sister.
She's wild.
She's wild.
Okay.
Older,
Younger.
Oh, the younger ones are the
Yeah.
wild ones.
Second gen, it's like
Second gen.
it's different than the first gen. The first gen like struggled with the parents. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. So tell me a little bit about what you do, man, because I know you showed me some videos. You are a sick videographer, but you don't like being considered a videographer. So what are you right now? What are you?
Right
What
now
are you
I'm just-
doing?
I would say I'm a video marketer. I
Yeah.
love like to get people to tell their story on camera and actually
That's
capture
awesome.
like the moments and make a genuine story and share that to the world. And a lot of our video goes viral because it's not like staged. It's like 1 a.m. podcast with like Wade Houston, and like one of the clips had like 1.5 million views when he first started out, you know? And a lot of our like content is like, I would say we push the organic first. And you can always run ads and get leads, stuff like that. But like I want to like help the person dial in their like story by like putting them on podcasts or, you know, whatever. So that way we have a full script to recreate all the scenes for their B-rolls and like make something that people actually like can relate to, you know?
That's awesome, man. So how do you see it working today? Because I'm all for the organic content. I love organic content, but it does take longer for people to see the results when it comes to organic content. So how are you navigating towards, getting people the views, especially the storytelling, because it comes down to scripting, it comes down to shooting. And like I mentioned to you before, there's things I have done, huge productions, and you don't see the results, but then you see this crazy video, you do it on the phone, and then you see the results. So how do you navigate towards that?
Well, you got to make sure like whatever content you make, that comes from the heart. So if it comes from the heart, it'll reach the heart. A lot of people, especially business owners, they just like, oh, I want to make money. So like, I just want to make this video like this. You know what I'm talking about? But then like when we work with people, yes, our content packages are more expensive, but we actually try really hard for you to get the real version of you out. And like what I'm selling is not video, like it's not sales funnels on a website. I'm selling you the better version of yourself by helping you put your story together and then crafting the looks and the piece and stuff. Because the things we do, like those Halo videos, those are like legacy pieces.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
show it to your kids one day, like, yeah, I used to be like a badass, you know? But like,
See, I like that, man.
it's just all the
Yeah,
angles is right. You're never gonna be this young ever again. So like, let's do it now.
Right. I like that because I really believe in having or working with the person individually, because I think the person is what's going to sell.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of people are gravitating towards that person. I want to have a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
I want to know what that person's doing. I'm inspired by that person's story.
Yeah.
And I do see a lot of people trying to sell a product. And nowadays it's not working.
Yeah. People
So
can see through it.
They see through it, right? And I don't know if it's the fact that people just don't like to be sold, but also it's that, it's getting so saturated. I think people are just tired of being sold to,
Yeah.
But there is also the part where people might feel like you see a replica of that same person, right? So you have that person doing fitness, and then you see another person is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of look. It's the same kind of expression. So how do you, as a content creator, how do you navigate towards trying to mold that person?
Yeah. So,
Right.
so like when we do like onboarding of a client for content,
Right.
I have them fill out a form. It's called a hero's journey story or templates, right? So the hero's journey. So when you use that hero's journey arc, that's used in every movie, like everything, all the commercial, because it tells a story from like the bottom up, and people relate to that. And most millionaires now are actually like first gen millionaire. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So they relate really deeply to that story. And when I have that form, I see their full story. So when I build their content, everyone's different, if that makes sense. Because if I just go template, it all looks the same,
Right.
right? And then I let them really express their creative freedom by picking like, oh, I want the shot to look like this. I want the moment to look like this. I want this Nike S style. Oh, I want this little like cinematic style over here. I want this Netflix style. So I grab a little bit of all of that. So like I'm literally building them their dream like video. Like, like when you wake up and you watch a motivational video, like our halo is those motivational video, but instead of other people, it's them in the video. Yes, it's more expensive. Yes, we have videos like our halos have made like people millions of dollars. So
Wow. So when you say expensive, what do you mean expensive? Like what?
like
I always, whenever a client comes to me and says, this is expensive, and I always tell them, okay, what are you basing that number on?
right.
Right? It's like someone asked me one time. I don't do weddings or anything, but before when I first started shoot, this person came to me and I told her the price. Well, this is how much it cost, and she was like, "Wow, that's expensive." I said, "Well, how many times did you get married?" I was like, "I never got married." Well, how do you know how much it cost, and how do you know that that's expensive? So a lot of people use that word. Oh, this is expensive, but what are you comparing that to?
Well, I'm just trying to gatekeep that specific content style that we put so much effort towards against. We're trying to give that to people that actually deserves it. If that makes sense. Because like everyone that buys a new supercar, everyone that buys a new like their dream car, whatever, the first person they hit up is me to go shoot that Halo video.
Wow.
That delivery. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it's like we want to be that luxury piece too. Like it comes with the car, So
That's
our
awesome.
video is gonna come with.
Yeah, I saw the videos, man. It's super sick, man.
Yeah, we have a whole
sick.
team. Like it's not just me. Like I have like 5 other crew members that like literally pour their heart and soul into everything we do. Like
That's a
like
requirement.
they're passionate about
So
it.
what's the turnaround, man? If you shoot right now, what's the turnaround? for me to
Typically
get that
it's
video?
like a week.
Okay, that's not
Or-
bad.
Yeah, but like compared to like a normal production company, they'll take like 2-3 months to get that same video out.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about production, because I think this is important for the audience to know this, right? Because one of the things that I try to do when it comes to videographers, people that come into the studio, is to kind of educate them, right? In regards to how do you price your service. And I have a huge issue with people who charge little. Now, there is the difference between one person going to a site, going into a video shoot with one camera or a cell phone, shooting something, and then going all out with production when it comes to cameras and stuff like that. What's the difference between that? What you guys do?
I still go on a lot of the major shoots, like the smaller shoots I don't, but if it's like a Halo and above, or like something like a VSL or something important, I still go on, because like a lot of time videographers, photographers, they don't have that marketing like language down, if that makes sense. So like they're good at capturing like the content, but the messaging might be like I'm 100 miles off,
Right.
So for me, it's like, and we have clients with video off their phone making millions. So
That's a crazy thing, right?
Like, yes, the video side, if I boil everything down, it's just the messaging. Whatever like medium you trying to like tell that story in, doesn't matter. But like just the messaging,
Right.
if that makes sense. Because Instagram is unbiased.
Yeah.
So like if it sucks, it sucks. But like there's some iPhone clips that go wild, and it's not.
It's how you tell the story, and
Exactly.
it's
It's the messaging.
It's the moment. Yeah, I've had things like that, because I always tell the client, there's a difference, right? There's a lot of investment that goes into what we do, right? There's the cameras, there's there's just so much money that goes into this equipment that a lot of people don't realize. When you have a crew that you need to pay for, the cameras and all that. But at the same time, the client, all he really wants is results.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the end, if you're giving results, that's the most important thing. But if you show up with a cell phone and they're paying $10,000, $20,000 for a shoot, I think they're going to question that and be like, hold up, what is this? I'm paying 20, 10,000, paying all this money for a guy to show up with a cell phone, So there, I think there is a difference between when we use the word production, that means that you have a crew that's going to be executing in so many different levels. It's shooting, it's after the shoot, it's, and that's why, again, I don't like using that word expensive. I like saying this is the value of the service that we're providing. Right. So do you have that issue when you're dealing with your clients that you have to explain that?
I don't have to explain
because they already know the results.
Yeah, I don't have to explain shit.
That's awesome, man.
This guy paid this. This guy paid this.
There you go.
Like, what do you want?
This is the receipts.
Yeah, and financing available. Like a lot of the videographer, like I have a course for videographers to help them. Like,
oh, tell me about that.
Like, so we have a Halo course. I mean, the thing we charge.
Yeah.
For like the crazy car videos and stuff like that. That's like our medium tier course, and then the lower one is free. But we teach them how to like shoot the way we shoot for like $300. Like you can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
And then like people in that course are getting like 2K deals a day and stuff like that.
That's awesome, man.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like you can't beat that. Like I don't care. And
I gotta tap into that, man.
They bought tickets to like my other like events. Like the last event I had with the 2 most expensive yacht in Miami and the support camera boat, whatever. That was like a $30,000 day, right?
Damn.
But like I'm doing that as a videographer, and like. Literally, like a couple of those guys were on there, bought the course, and they made money from it. So they're on my higher ticket stuff, like cool people activity.
And I like what you're bringing, especially here in Miami. Jay Flow, shout out to Jay Flow. He's here too.
Yeah.
So he's gonna jump on.
Jay's like one of the best.
Yeah. So he's, I always tell him he outworks me because he's younger.
I think you're just more handsome. All right.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
But there's one thing, what's interesting that we're trying to build is basically we want to make sure that videographers are not just looked at as a videographer. And I think that's super important. And for me, that's why, I have a studio, I run a business, I have people that are on payroll, so I'm running a business. I'm an entrepreneur. So that's very important because sometimes videographers are looked at as just the guy just carrying the camera and running around after people and just shooting. There's a lot. We are storytellers, and so I think it's so important what you're doing and the events that you're putting on and the courses that you're offering to your to other videographers to learn the craft and learn how to run a business.
I mean, I hired them too, so like because then they would be able to shoot the way I want.
Exactly. So you train them too?
Well, like they bought the course and they're like, oh, and I'm like, hey, I need some people on to shoot. So they like, hey, let me see what your work. Boom, boom. So I'm getting like students that do good work. I'm like, hey, let me hire you for this. Oh, let me get you for this. Boom. Let me give you this client that I don't want because blah, blah, because beginner client. Here you go. You know what I'm talking about?
Interesting, man.
So that way I could focus on like, I'm trying to just focus on only like high level activity. Cause like there's like poor people activity and then there's like the higher level activity. Like I gotta just segregate it like that. But like you see it like, oh man, am I doing like a $10 per hour task? Oh,
right.
What if I just outsource it? So then you like me and like one of my videographers today had a conversation. It's like, hey,
you were gonna say disagreement, but I got you.
Yeah, no, not really disagreement. Like I was just trying to like, he was like worried about this problem that's like $100, and I'm worried about this problem that's $20,000. I was like, I'll let the $100 problem burn, no problem.
Absolutely.
And I'll not let the $20,000 problem burn because that pays both of us.
That's right.
So it's whatever's gonna float you to the next things first. Obviously relationship is important along the way, but sometime when you start to come up, people like don't like it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me because I have a good foundation. I ran across America.
Awesome,
you can't
man.
like no one can touch me.
That's awesome.
Other people that ran across America, maybe but
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's dope, man.
I just did it for like to prove to myself that like.
So what is your drive though? What is what drives you to to be the person you are? Like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, what are you thinking about?
I just want to have a good life, a good company that provides for good people. Like literally, like I've only been doing this for like 2 years. This video media stuff.
That's amazing, man. 30 years old. You've been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah, but the first year, my proudest thing was paying my friends a living wage, right? So the second year of this is like getting client results. I was like, whoa, we're getting a lot of results. We put a Lambo in someone's garage in 10 weeks, or 10 weeks,
Yeah.
My grammar's not good because, I'm an ESL
Hey,
student.
man. Hey, me too, man. I'm in the same boat, man. But it doesn't matter.
Where'd you come from?
Huh? I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I had a learning disability, so
Yeah.
that doesn't stop me, man.
I think your attitude is like the best in the game because you're like, you're just like vibing and like positive.
You have to be, man. You have to be with all the stuff that happened. If I think we all can relate to the trials, the tribulations we all go through, especially when you're running a business, especially when you're paying you have to pay your people. You have to make sure that payroll is being met and that you're giving the best service and you're serving your purpose. So for me, what we're doing here, today we were just nonstop podcast after podcast, and it's a joy for me to be in this position where I can have this conversation in the studio and we're just doing what we love.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that.
Well, I mean, I see.
Well, there is something better. I could be at home with my wife.
I see how good you are with your client, and I see how good you are like at, like helping them get their voice out on camera, which is like, I think that's like the most important key in this content game. If they can't get their voice out and their message out, it's bad. It's like going to be more expensive on ads. It's going to be more expensive to like do anything.
Absolutely. So give me some advice, man. What do you think? You're younger
you should
than
be
me.
giving me advice.
No. Let me tell you this. No, this is very important because I think a lot of people need to understand this. I'm about 13 years older than you, which I don't look like it.
Yeah,
but
well, what cream do you use?
This is all genetics, baby. But you guys are a different generation, not too far, but you're doing something that I want to tap into.
Yeah.
And our ego, this is the thing, man. Whenever you feel like you think you know it all, you don't.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm always willing to learn, even if you're younger than me. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Because your skills, your gift, there's probably something I'm missing. Like, for example, I sat down with J Flow. There's things that he tells me. I'm like, damn, I didn't see it that way. So we're always learning, and we need to understand and not be so proudful and not willing to learn. So what is the advice that you give me? And I know we're just meeting for the first time, but what is the advice that you would give someone, especially in this era that we're living when it comes to content, right? And making money and stuff like that. What would you tell me to do?
I mean, for me, I just I post all the journey, like all the struggle, like stuff like that. People really like it. And then some of the clients that they see me growing, they're like, oh, I keep want to buy stuff from you because I want to see you grow. Like,
that's awesome.
Like, just bring them along with you for the ride.
I love it.
That makes sense. Like,
I love it, man.
Yeah. I'm just like more transparent than most people. And my goal is to not miss a post. So gotta post something every day, regardless if it's good or bad. But like, if that's one thing I can get down correctly, that's what I care about,
That's awesome.
That's it. Like, literally, like my marketing plan. There's a sauce right here. My marketing plan is one post a day. You know what I'm talking about?
Same thing too, man.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Like, and everything else kind of come on top of that. Like, I'm not like crazy with the scheme. Maybe a little bit, but like.
Yeah. I see you capturing everything, man. Behind the scenes with your phone, it doesn't matter. You're just capturing those moments. And I think that's important because your message is, resonates with me because I think, again, I think a lot of people in society today are afraid to share their flaws, the failures. We're always posting the good things. Yeah. But we don't know those moments are.
I'm sure you have a lot of clients like that. Like, oh, I want to post only perfect. And I'm like, nope.
Absolutely.
I was like, nope. It's the imperfect stuff that sell. Like, perfect is good for promotion, but the moment you're like putting all the like imperfect stuff up, people will like relate.
That's awesome.
It's like people relate through pain,
Yep.
Like, that's like how we relate, And this game, there's a lot of people that are not playing it genuinely. So if you just play it genuinely, it's cool. Like, people like I don't even have to edit much content yet for the event. They're already editing content and just collabing with me. So
Oh,
like I'm just like,
I love
oh
it.
damn, I used to
Yeah.
be that guy that films, but now I'm like the main guy. What the hell, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I know you got a lot to share, and I know that you're already making noise, and for sure, super happy that J Flow brought you here, and there's a lot of things that I want to do with J Flow as well. And again, man, it's just building a solid community, and just how can we collaborate together? And that's another thing that a lot of people have an issue with is collaborating. It's like, yo, you're gonna take my client, you're gonna do this. You know, I just gave someone a client, and I'm like, I can't provide the service for that person because it's not my niche.
Yeah.
So I gave that client to that person because I want that person to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we need to learn how to. It's not about greed. It's not about just taking everything.
Yeah.
Everything will fall into place. You know. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't care about taking everything because like I think the humblest thing for me was like that run across America when I almost failed like 4 times.
wow.
Because like think about it,
Yeah.
you're like
yeah.
in the middle of Kansas, and Stripe held like pretty much all your money.
Damn, man.
You're like, oh shit, I got like $2. I got
Shoot.
like a big ass RV. You gotta pay for the gas. You gotta pay for what? the safety vehicle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I actually made some video deals on that trip
Damn.
remotely to like cover the rest of the cost to do it. But it was like I was like, damn, I never like had no money like this before, and it's not even. I did everything in my control,
Right.
and things like that.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I did the money holding thing is like a new thing to me. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, if you don't hear that from like the people like sharing their entrepreneurship story,
Right.
they share like the whatever, but it's like, how can like a payment process just hold like tens of thousands of dollars that you already earn and provide service for?
Damn.
You know?
That's deep, man. That's deep, man. But listen, man, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Mhm.
And now you're gonna jump on with J Flow.
Yeah.
See what J Flow got here.
No, he got a lot of sauce.
All right, man. He got sauce. I know he got sauce, man.
Yeah.
But listen, man, I appreciate you coming on, visiting the studio, man. And again, I know there's just gonna be some future work ahead, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, we'll be scheming together.
Let's
Thank you.
do it, brother. Awesome,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Awesome. Boom.